In this week's episode, we're going to discuss things you don't want in retirement. Take a look from the other side. What are things that you do not want in retirement? And let's make a plan to make sure that doesn't happen to you. Let's roll.
Welcome to the Safe Money Retirement Show with your host, certified financial fiduciary, Tim Wood. Tim is a retirement and income planning expert, best-selling author of Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success, member of the exclusive Ed Slott Master Elite IRA Advisor Group, and founder of SafeMoneyRetirement.com. Tim uses an education-first approach with clients nationwide to ensure they understand their choices in planning their own safe money retirement. Tim focuses on wealth management, retirement income, tax and long-term care planning, and asset protection and growth strategies. And now, from the Safe Money Retirement Studio in Johnson City, Tennessee, your host, Tim Wood.
You can listen to podcasts and radio shows and look at stuff online all day about what you should want in your retirement. But let's take a look today at things that you don't want in your retirement and what you can do in order to make sure those things don't happen. That's what we're going to look at today. But first, do you already have your copy of Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success? If not, why not? We will send you a copy absolutely free with no charge and no obligation so you can make a plan that works specifically for your situation. In this book, you're going to learn what options there really are and what you can do to help yourself plan your own safe money retirement. Give us a call right now. We'll send you a copy absolutely free. It's 800-913-SAFE. That's 800-913-7233, or just log right onto our website at safemoneyretirement.com and register for your book there. So let's take a look at what you don't want in your retirement. So there are some obvious things. The biggest thing that we hear from our clients that they don't want in retirement, number one, is to run out of money. So that's going to mean something different for everybody, right? Whether that means not having the money to do the fun things in life, that's going to be running out of money for some people. For some people, running out of money would literally be not having enough money to pay their bills. So it's something different for everybody, but that's definitely on the high end of the list of what people don't want. And honestly, what people's biggest fears are in retirement is running out of money before they run out of life. If you ask people overwhelmingly, that's going to be some version of that is going to be their biggest concern. So that's one of the big things that people don't want in their retirement. What's another one? Health concerns. Health concerns are another real biggie for people in retirement. And one of the things that people really don't think about is, obviously losing a lot of stress, especially when you're in retirement, can really help your health, right? We all know stress is bad for you. It constricts you. There's nothing good about it. And having the stress of having to worry about all of your retirement savings still being at risk, that's huge. And getting rid of that off of your plate, it's just a really big deal for your health in retirement. And that's one way that you can help yourself not have health issues. Now, could there still be things that happen? Of course. Are things still going to happen? Of course. But having a whole lot of stress is certainly going to exaggerate a lot of the things that you have and make things worse and bring things on that you didn't have. So that's another thing that people are really concerned about in retirement. So number one, running out of money. Number two, running out of health. And number three, another big one that we see, and this is another one that a lot of people don't think about, loneliness. A lot of people don't think about, well, what am I going to do if and when a spouse dies or whatever? I mean, if you're already alone when, a dog or a cat dies or whatever. I mean, I'm not trying to put that with the same level as a spouse, but still loneliness is a really big thing. And that's absolutely something you don't want in retirement. There's actually a relatively new study, you can get it right on my website on safemoneyretirement.com, that talks about how loneliness can be as bad as smoking. I don't remember the exact number, but literally a certain number of cigarettes a day. Being lonely can be that detrimental to your health. So being lonely is also another thing that you don't want in retirement. So my question to you is, what is it for you? In your retirement, what is it that you don't want? Do you not want to run out of income? Do you not want to run out of health? Do you not want to run out of friends and family? What is it for you? Is it one of those three? Is it something else? Figure out what it is for yourself, and then sit down with your fiduciary and let's make a plan for each area. Let's figure out what can we do to make sure you don't get the outcomes that you don't want. Now, yes, that's a double negative. Turn it around. Let's make sure you get the outcomes that you want. But it's just another way to look at things from the other side and see, well, if you plan for what you don't want and plan to avoid it, while at the same time planning for what you do want, gives you a lot better chance of success. So let's go over those top three real quick. Number one, don't run out of money before you run out of life. Well, that's what y'all hear me talk about every single week on this program. Different things we can do based on what you need. It may be something to protect yourself against long-term care so that doesn't eat up your savings. Great, let's take care of that. Could be something to make sure you've got enough income. Great, let's take care of that. Could be something to make sure that you don't have any major losses in the market if there's another market event. Great, let's take care of that. A lot of different things it could be. It could be I want to make sure I leave a lot of money to my kids when I'm gone. Great, let's take care of that. So whatever that is, that's the financial part of your retirement, let's take care of it so you don't get the outcome you don't want. The second thing, health. Let's make sure, again, that ties into a little bit of what I was saying. Let's make sure we do what you can for your health. Let's try to make sure that you yourself focus on your physical health, eating well, getting exercise, not sitting around. Even if it's walking around the mall, okay, that's better than sitting around. Doing something, going to the gym would be best, or getting involved in some sort of an outside activity would be best. And then on top of that, let's make sure that your stress level is lower, because you don't have to worry about running out of money. You don't have to worry about having enough money to pay the bills. You don't have to worry about those things, which can lower your stress. Then you can go out and be social and active and all those things and keep your health up. And then the third thing was more of an emotional thing. Make sure that you've got a support system. Make sure that you've got, whether it's a church family or it's extended family or it's your actual immediate family, make sure that you know what you're going to do when something happens. And especially once something happens, yes, are you going to grieve that loss right then? Yes, absolutely, of course. But make sure you don't stay in that for the rest of your life, because I've literally, I'm sure y'all have too, I've seen it cut lives short before because of so much grief. Is grief awful? Absolutely. And can we get over it? Absolutely, we can with time. But you need to make a concerted effort for yourself to make sure you don't wallow in grief and it winds up bringing you down, or that it winds up making you lonely. Because again, like I said, there's that relatively new study that shows being lonely in retirement can be just as bad as smoking a certain number of cigarettes. Now, there's probably a lot of other things you don't want in retirement. I want you to think about that for you. What is it you don't want in your retirement? Have you made a plan to make sure you avoid those things you don't want in retirement? I challenge you to sit down today and make a list of things you don't want in your retirement, and then next to each one, what are you doing to make sure that doesn't happen? Get together with a certified financial fiduciary, put together an overall plan, a map to make sure you avoid the things you don't want in your retirement.
Is your money sitting on the sidelines in a low-rate CD, checking, savings, or money market account, earning next to nothing? If you have your money in a bank or credit union, the value of your money could be getting destroyed by inflation. Don't let low interest rates get you down. How would you like safe, tax-deferred growth higher than what banks and credit unions offer? Why get next to nothing when you can get 3, 5, or even 10-year fixed annuity interest rates of over 5% with compounded tax-deferred growth? Some fixed annuity plans even let you access as much as 10% of your account balance yearly with no penalties. If you're ready for higher returns, call us now for your fixed rate money solutions at 800-913-SAFE. That's 800-913-7233. We have software to help you find the highest rates available. Call us now at 800-913-SAFE. That's 800-913-7233.
In this week's case file, we're going to look at the story of Ricky. Ricky's a great guy. He's from out of state down in Florida. And long story short, basically, he had worked for the state of Florida for many, many years and got to retirement age. He's single, got to retirement age and was looking at taking the pension that he was being offered. Now, this is something that I suggest everybody do that has a pension. Unfortunately, it's getting down in the single digits now of percentage of companies that offer pensions, but for those that do, hear me out. So if you are offered a pension, they're going to give you multiple different options. They're going to say you can get this, and if you've got a spouse with 100% survivorship or 50% or whatever, different options for what your payout's going to be. But in most cases, you can also get the option for a lump sum. Now, why would you want to look at that option? Here's the reason, and here's what we did with Ricky. When you have the option for a lump sum, it now puts you in control because now you can shop the top-rated companies out there and see if there's a plan that will pay you more than your pension plan will. Well, we found one for Ricky. We found one that actually paid significantly more and two other benefits. Benefit number one, the plan that we got him into has a long-term care doubler that can kick in certain situations, but it could double the income for up to 5 years as long as there's still money left in the principal. His pension didn't have that. The second benefit is it's actually getting away from a pension plan. Now, hopefully that pension plan that he was in or would have been in would stay, solvent for years and years and years to come. But getting away from that and getting with a top-rated life insurance company, it allows you just another level of protection because we've all seen pension plans that failed. So that's what we wound up doing with Ricky, is we wound up seeing what his lump sum was, shopped it out to all of these different companies, found a top-rated, everybody would know the name of the company, a company that was actually going to pay him significantly more and offer that long-term care benefit and allow him to not be in that pension anymore. We got Ricky into that. He left happy as he possibly could be, is planning on turning on the income very soon, and he's already actually referred me to a couple other people. Now, how can this relate to you? If you are getting close to retirement and you have a pension, it's something for you to think about. Yes, they're going to give you different options. Whether you're single or you're married, they're going to give you different options, specifically if you're married, for your surviving spouse. 100%, 50%, 0%. There's going to be a bunch of different options. Get all of that information. Once you have all of that information and you have it in front of you, one of those figures should also be lump sum payout. If you don't have that, get with the pension company, get what your lump sum payout's going to be. Once you have all of that information, that's when you call someone like me. That's when you call a certified financial fiduciary and say, okay, I'm retiring. Here's what my pension company is offering me. What's out there in the market that might be able to beat it? And then we can do a search for you. Get with someone that's independent like we are here at Safe Money Retirement, and we can look at every A-rated company in the independent marketplace in your state and compare it to your pension plan. Now, have I seen some pension plans that paid more than I can get? Absolutely, I have. Have I seen some outside companies that can absolutely kill what the pension plan is paying? Absolutely, I can. I have. So it's a case-by-case basis. We have to look at each one individually. But overall, it's always good to look at your choices before you just jump in and make a decision. And also, pension plans don't have that income doubler for long-term care, and a lot of these guaranteed income annuities do. So that's another thing to think about. But when you're getting close to retirement, think about what your options are and look at your pension, get all of that information, and then get with someone like me so we can shop, figure out what's going to be best for you, and get you the best payout and the wisest payout for the rest of your retirement. Well, I'm about out of time, and I would like to thank you for listening to the Safe Money Retirement Show. If you're serious about your financial future, give me a call and together we'll get your retirement savings on the fast track to accumulate while reducing exposure to market loss. Thanks for listening, and until next time at the same time, I'm Tim Wood reminding you to stay safe so you can step into a secure future.
You've been listening to the Safe Money Retirement Show with your host, Tim Wood. Find out how to contractually guarantee that your income in retirement is guaranteed lifetime income and not if-come. Avoid any future market losses, plan for the potential of long-term care, and make wise planning choices so you can have the retirement that you deserve. Call us now for your free copy of Tim's best-selling book, Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success. Our toll-free number is 800-913-SAFE. That's 800-913-7233. Or log on to our site at safemoneyretirement.com for more information or to request your free book. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you online at safemoneyretirement.com. The preceding information does not represent tax, legal, or investment advice. Obviously, by contacting us now, you are only taking the first step toward protecting your retirement. No information presented today should be acted upon without meeting with a qualified licensed insurance professional. It's important that you read all insurance contract disclosures carefully before making a purchase decision. Interest and other guarantees in annuity contracts are subject to the claims-paying ability of the insurance carrier that issued the contract. The tax consequences of annuity income should be considered with the help of a licensed tax professional. Rates and returns mentioned on this program may vary based on state availability and are subject to change without notice.